Arise and seize the moment. Ride on the wings of change. Quietly unleash the power of positive choices. Positive voices on positive choices. Positive voices on positive choices. Positive voices on positive choices.
Good evening. This is Positive Choices, and I'm MT Love. Tonight, we're going to have a story about the community, and I have a special guest here, Thelma Ruffin-Thomas. She has many things to talk about because she's a very busy lady, and she's very much into things in the community. Good evening, Mrs.
Good evening.
Thelma.
Good
Tell me
evening.
what's going on with you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
No, I haven't seen you in a while.
Right.
What's going on here?
Well, I am just finishing up a teaching artist assignment that I have at a school in Harlem on 129th Street. It's called Urban Assembly. Sixth graders. I go there once a week on Tuesday. I start at 9 and finish at 11:30. And I have 45 minutes with them. And this session, we are studying comparative religions, sacred places, places where you feel that you can commune whatever God you believe in. So we've been studying Buddhism, Islam, Sikh, Judaism, and Christianity. And it has been fabulous. I go there on Tuesday, and on Monday we have an architect. And she has taken pictures of the sacred spaces in Harlem, the churches and synagogues in Harlem. And she has taken these pictures, shown them to the sixth graders and their fourth, sixth grade classes, and they select which picture they'd like to make a three-dimensional of. And so they will be telling stories. We are having an opportunity to show their work at the end of June, and they will be telling stories about how they made the three-dimensional of this particular picture. And also, we had a wonderful tour of Harlem last Friday. We went to, started from the school, which is on 129th Street, between Broadway and Amsterdam, and we walked to a community garden in the area. It was wonderful. But on our walk, the architect showed us different buildings, the different names that the architect calls them. And so the kids also had sort of a scavenger hunt. They had pictures on a piece of paper, each one had, and they had to check off when they were able to see that same building on their picture. And we had fun. It was a warm day in June, and many of the kids were complaining about the weather, and we just listened and kept walking. And finally, our goal was to get to the community garden, and we had lunch there, and it was just wonderful. The kids were there for all day, so we started out around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we ate lunch there. Then the kids reflected on what they had observed, what they had seen, and they have to write this up. So this was wonderful. I was on the trip, walking with them, and I was born in Harlem Hospital, and I was raised in Harlem, but I lived on the east side. I lived on 127th Street between Park and Madison. So I didn't know that much about the west part of Harlem. So this was really a wonderful tour for me also. And I'm going to go back again and look at those places that we saw, because I want to see more. So this tour of Harlem with the architect, and then on Tuesday, as I said, we talk about the comparative religions and what they have in common, similarities, the connections, and that has been really wonderful that I have been, working with them. So it's a 12-week gig. Next Tuesday will be my last time where I'll be teaching with them. We're getting together so that we'll be over at the Dwyer facility, which is in Harlem, and we'll be showing off what they have done they'll have a booklet with all the compositions that they have written, stories they have written themselves. Some of them will reflect on some of the stories that I have told them. And what I have said to them is these are stories that come out of the particular tradition, the Buddhist tradition, the Islam tradition, the Judaism. And so that has been very interesting for me. And what have you been doing?
I had wanted to ask you, is this one particular class, or how do you gather these children
Well,
that's in your class?
I'm employed by African Voices, and this is an organization that employs teaching artists. And I've been working with the person in charge for about 3 or 4 years. I go in, say, in the spring or in the fall, and so I started working in March. She meets with the officials at the particular school, and they decide what they would like the kids to work on with the storyteller or the architect. We set up the dates, and with the school being so busy and different things they have, we may have to make sure that our dates always are clear so that when we go to the school, we'll be able to see them, because we only have each session with the class is only 45 minutes. So we usually work with the 6th graders, the 7th. I've worked in Brooklyn with the same organization, African Voices, and I worked with the 3rd and 4th graders. And at that time, I worked with them, and we were investigating our backgrounds. The kids had to come in and talk about where their parents were born, where they were born, and they learned to stand up and tell their story. And the most important thing that I tried to convey to them is that their story, their personal story, is the most important story. Because if you get that right, then you can move out to other things. But it's very important for the children to know their backgrounds, their grandmothers and grandfathers, and where they came from. So that has been really very important to me as a teaching artist.
Yeah,
But I know that you also do things in your community, don't you?
yes. I attend a community center on Gun Hill Road, the Marshalloo Center. And I haven't been going there too long. But when I go there, I work on projects. Now, like I was involved last year in 3 projects that I did. A senior comedy hour.
Oh.
I gather people up from this and focus on seniors, for they could have fun, for they can participate, and it seemed to be good because it like brings people out that don't talk. But you'd be surprised, they have a joke to tell.
Oh,
so I
yes.
get them all together, which now they asked me recently, would I do it again? Because
Oh.
what happens is I do projects and they like it, and they ask the director, well, when are we going to do it again? So then she has to come to me and ask me would I do it. So that's what she did recently. And so I'm working now on the senior comedy hour. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to start and work on that. I also had a class that I was teaching once a week on beauty, and fashion for seniors.
All right.
And what I got involved with a beautician that was willing to come over there and do makeup and different things that have to do with beauty, and talk about things that's considered. That's concerning beauty.
Good.
She did a facial.
Oh,
she did a
nice.
facial. She did makeup. She did a facial on me. She did a makeup on me. She also does it on other people in the class. But sometimes I hesitate, and sometimes they like standoffish and don't want to do it. So I jump up and I be the model, you know. So
Great.
I enjoy it, and I do a fashion show there every year, and I've been doing it for about 13 years.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I came in there and I talked with the director and I says, I was thinking maybe I could do a fashion show here. What do you think? She says, okay, give it a try. And ever since then, I've been doing a fashion show over there.
Right.
So I usually do it like in the fall or like in October. So now I got that on my plate that she's waiting for me to organize a fashion show. So last year, I started another project, Kwanzaa.
Oh, yes.
And most of the people don't know about Kwanzaa, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And they liked it. So now I'm stuck with 3 projects. So now I got to get real busy because I was away. And now she put an announcement in the bulletin. She's back.
Wonderful.
So I'm
wonderful.
stuck with it. So I'm also involved in my church. I'm in the head of a committee, stewardship committee, and we're always doing things. I come running in there, and because they had stopped doing things in the stewardship committee. It was like this standing still, nobody's doing nothing. I came in there and I did a fish fry right away.
Wonderful.
And then I did a Kwanzaa.
And what is the name of your church?
St. Paul's Lutheran Church. It's in
Okay.
Parkchester.
Wonderful.
1891 McGraw Avenue, right off of Westchester Avenue and White Plains Road.
Okay. Very
It's
good.
between Virginia and McGraw.
McGraw Avenue.
So we're gonna. So I'm and my committee is gonna do a community street fair, and that's gonna be July 28th. I'm working on that. There's so many things that's
Oh, I can
involved
imagine.
with that. So I look like I don't have no time to sleep. But I mean, I don't mind doing things.
And that's
In
a
the-
Saturday?
It's on a Saturday.
And what are the hours?
And the hours are from 10 to 5.
Very good. Very good.
We're going to have vendors. And we're going to sell food.
Good.
We're going to try to have some politicians
come and speak.
or guest speakers.
Yes.
And things, people in the community like that, to give information like the health fair people, blood pressure. I want to promote voter registration.
Oh, definitely.
Voter registration. So it's going to be a big thing. So we have a lot of committees in the church. So I'm involved in the whole church. I'm going to all the committees and see what they can do and add to it. Because it got so big, I had to go to the whole church and then include everybody.
Yes. That's important.
It was kind of like started off small. Now it's so big. I'm having what do you call it? I can't think of the name. But anyway, we're gonna have auditions.
Oh, yes, for a talent show.
We're gonna have a talent show. So now we gotta have people audition for the talent show and pick who we want to be on there, and then we need judges.
Oh, the wonderful.
We gotta go look for judges. We want somebody who knows something about talent.
Yes.
So it's a big thing. And also, we're looking now for, somebody was saying in the church that we need some kind of a stage.
Oh, someone to build
So
the stage?
we have to go research that. I don't know where to go, but they were thinking about it would be good if we had some kind of a stage.
Yes.
So that's another thing that I have to look into. I'm going to give that to somebody for their
Yes.
job. I cannot do that,
No.
but that's one of the things that we need.
Oh, good. And you have a budget for this? So that.
Well, a lot of the things that we got, like we're going to have a raffle, that's going to draw money.
Yes.
We have a small amount of money that's coming from an organization where they're going to give us a small amount of money, but that money is going to be used for the fair.
See.
Like I'm going to use that money probably to buy food,
Yes.
like
yes.
a small amount of food, like
you'll be selling food.
hamburgers and
Yeah.
frankfurters and stuff like
So
that.
you'll be selling food also.
Yes, selling food, selling food, and then we had vendors before. We had some excellent vendors before, but we got caught in the rain. So I hope
Oh.
everything is good this time because we got some excellent vendors that got so many beautiful clothes and items. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
So this is not the first time that you've had a street fair.
No, this is the first time.
This is the first.
This is my idea. I'm always coming up there with something different. I came in there with a bang.
Wonderful, wonderful.
1, 2, 3. And so, all I got to say is it's a lot of work.
Yes, yes.
But good thing, I'm very happy that we have people that are very good in the media to do the
Advertisement for this program.
Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, advertisement and all that kind of stuff. Email and all that stuff.
Oh, yes, you
I'm
have
not
someone
good
take
at that,
care.
but I have some people who are
Yes.
good at that and do
Let
that.
them do that.
So that's good. So what else is new? What you doing?
Well, next week, which is the week of the 11th, I believe, I will teach the students on the 12th. And then the next morning, I will take a Greyhound bus up to Cortland, New York, and I'll be up there until Sunday. And the reason I'm going up there is because we're having a senior competition. Now, the senior competition are seniors who are over 50 and over, and we compete. Now, I will be competing in swimming. I've been there twice before, and each time I came in second.
Wow, that's
And
so
we have
nice.
people who tennis, fencing, basketball, racing, all kinds of activities. And then for the swimming, the competition is usually on Friday morning. They do have a beautiful pool, a new one, so that I can go in that pool and practice. But the one that we will have the competition in, you don't practice in that one. So I will be competing with other seniors in my age group, say 80 to 84, because I'm 84 and a half. So this senior competition is really wonderful. Many people come up who do not participate. I think more people come up who do not participate than do, because they come up and use it as a vacation time, and many of them are seniors. And we stay in the dorms because the students are not there. And the dorms are very comfortable. And they have a package deal where you pay for your dorm. If you share them with someone, it's a little less. They give you, and with that package, which is less than $300, they give you food, and the food is very good. And we go out, we have a dance, I think on Saturday night. There's a theater there, live theater, if you would like to go to that. And it's really nice, and the people are just wonderful. I've met people from all over the world who will be coming. So there is a national one that's held every 3 years, I believe. And so that's one of the things that I'll be going to soon. And the next one will be in August. Mm-hmm. In August, I will be going to the Network of Biblical Storytellers.
Oh,
and they meet once a year. We will be meeting in Dayton, Ohio. And I'll be there from, I think, the 1st of August, just from Wednesday to Saturday. My friend and I, she and I will be telling the story of the book of Ruth, but we will be doing it differently. We have done it before there, and a couple of years ago, and so when I was there last year, they said, when are you going to come and do Gossipy Ruth? So this is called Gossipy Ruth. And she and I are talking about Ruth and Naomi and Elimelech and the whole family in a gossipy way. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of a workshop where we talk about it, and then we ask people to have their input as to what they heard, what they saw, And it's a good way to bring the story of Ruth to people who already know the story but enjoy it in a different way. And then in November, I will be going to the National Association of Black Storytellers, and that will be held in North Carolina. We'll stay in a hotel there, and all the activities will be right there. So I'm looking forward to, those are my two big trips that I take. And so I've got my ticket and my room reserved for the August trip. And then as soon as I've taken care of that, then I'll start making reservations for the November trip. But storytelling is the thing I do.
Oh, yeah.
And I do like working with teenagers, as I mentioned before, and also in the biblical, I also do raps, raps that are written from the Bible, you know, scripture, and
Yes.
so that's great. Now, my church is St. Peter's. I also go to a Lutheran church,
Oh.
St. Peter's Lutheran Church on 54th and Lexington. And I have started a small committee of people who tell the scripture lessons by heart, just called Bible by Heart. So most people who go to Christian churches, they have someone come up and read the scriptures.
Right.
But the Network of Biblical Storytellers had started this group within the group that suggested if you could have people tell the story, not read the story, it is a whole different thing. Because people, instead of looking down, reading it with you, they look up. It's more expressive. It's not theater, but it's like it was done many, many years ago before things were written down. It was a story that this person heard and this one, and then it's repeated. And then, of course, it was written down. But so what we do in my church is that the pastor gives me the scripture lessons for maybe 4 or 5 months, and then I will give it out to those people who have been trained. So I had training with them for about 5 weeks, and so they know that it's important to not be theatrical, but just to stand and tell the story as it's written as much as possible. It doesn't have to be verbatim. But as from what I have observed from the people I've trained, it is almost verbatim. And people will come to me and say, "What happened to Bible by heart? We haven't seen anyone, tell the Bible verse by heart." And I said, "Well, I've been busy and I haven't been working with my partners. So the pastor this Sunday just gave me a list of scripture lessons. And so I selected one, which will be in August 2nd, and another lady's doing something August 29th, and I have 2 more that I will give out to the other people. So that's been very exciting, and that should keep me busy for a while. But I'm looking forward to the end of the school term, and hope that the children has gotten something out of what we shared, the storytelling and everything. And we'll take a little rest, and then the next thing, as I said, will be in August. And hopefully we'll continue swimming, even when I come
and
back.
good luck to you. I mean, you seem to be doing pretty good by yourself, without the luck. or
Thank you.
with the luck, I don't know. But that's very good news, And it's good to know somebody who's doing something, and that's a winner.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I really
good.
love to swim. I make sure that all my grandkids and great-grand take swimming lessons. So I will pay for them. I can't get them there because they live in different places, in New York and Pennsylvania and Brooklyn. But the parents just have to get them up and take them on Saturday. And my whole reason for that is sometimes they travel with me and I don't have to worry about them drowning, because that is something that too many of our children have drowned because they think that they can
Right.
swim and they can't. You know, the water
Right.
can be a danger. It's beautiful, but it's dangerous. you
Right.
know.
Right. That's
You know.
true.
So I'd like to tell you a story about danger
Oh yes,
and
tell
water.
me a story.
I was in about 40 feet of water. I knew I should not have been there alone, but the water was so beautiful and warm and enticing. But then I got a cramp, and I realized how thoughtless I was to be out there alone. I wasn't wearing a wetsuit, and I tried to massage my stomach, but the cramp wouldn't go away. I tried to unlatch my weight belt, but I couldn't do it. My air tank, I could see by my watch, air would be out pretty soon, and I would drown. And I thought to myself, I can't die like this anonymously without anyone knowing what happened to me. So I called out in my mind, somebody, something, help me. All at once, I felt a poking under my arm. I thought, oh, sharks. And around into my vision came an eye, the most beautiful eye I have ever seen. It was the eye of a dolphin. The dolphin moved its dorsal fin further up, and I put my arm over its back. And as the dolphin was bringing me up, I knew that I was safe. And I also knew that the dolphin was healing me because my stomach cramp went away. We came up and to the shore, and the dolphin brought me so close to the shore that I felt it was going to be beach, so I pushed it back. I also saw that there were other dolphins way out, and I wondered, are they watching to make sure that we're both safe? And then when I went to shore, I took off my weight belt and my oxygen tank and went back in the water and played with that dolphin for quite some time.
Okay.
And then we just eyed each other, and the dolphin went away.
Okay, let's end here now
Oh,
because
yes.
the program is just about finished. And thank you for coming. And this is Positive Choices. And I'm Empty Love, and I love to have people come and listen to my program and to tell your stories, Miss Storyteller.
All right.
And thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
And I sure enjoyed your stories.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, and come again.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Positive voices on positive choices. 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 Positive voices on positive choices.